Hey all, we're back for the final episode of this dating series. This is episode 6, and I want to shout out everybody who has followed this dating series from the first episode until the very end, which is the sixth episode. Shout out to you for investing in yourself. Shout out to you for being intentional about your relational wellness. Shout out to you for just, sticking it out with me. Yeah, I appreciate your engagement and all of that. Even though, really, if I was going to say how it really is or how I really feel, I think that it's for your own good that you glean every resourceful information that betters your life. And this is one of those, right? So, yeah, as much as I'm saying shout out to you, I'm also saying that, yeah, you did that. You stuck it out through an important process in your life, right? And I really hope that you would reap the benefit of following this dating series. So let's get into what we're talking about today. Today, I'm going to be talking about expectations and contracting for success for a marital relationship. Okay? Now, let's talk about expectations. Expectations are things you hope for out of any situation, relationship, context, or scenario, right? And today, we're going to be talking about strictly relationships, right? Because that's what the series is for. So, when we talk about expectations, I want you to picture the hopes and the dreams you have for your relationships. And I'm going to start it off this way. It's a lot of people who expect things that they've not communicated. Now, since expectations are things you hope for in anticipation from a person or a situation or a scenario, I would like to emphatically show you that it is the one who has the expectation that knows what they are expecting. Why did I say that? A lot of the times, things that I've noticed is people want to expect things out of other people and not communicate it. Listen, if you have any expectations, it's personal to you. You expect. So if you do not communicate, no other person knows what you're hoping to come out of any situation. So for some people, your last relationship ended on a very bad note. He was narcissistic, she was manipulative, she was ungrateful, he was entitled, lazy, he lacked ambition, unreasonable, and all the bad qualities you can think of, right? So now, if you get in another relationship, there's a subtle note of things you expect out of this new person. You would likely hope that this new person doesn't embody the trait the other person possessed that ended that relationship, right? So, how do you go forward from it? You communicate with the new person. Here's a clear example. You call the person, you've been in a relationship now for weeks or months, right? You're like, Davis, I want to tell you a little story about how my previous relationship ended. And here is what I hope to get out of this conversation, right? I want to share with you the traits that my ex possessed that scared the crap out of me, right? And I'm sharing this with the hopes that after I've shared it with you, you know what to do with me and not to do with me, what to do around me and what not to do around me, and all that stuff. So you go, hey, Davis, while I was in the last relationship with my ex, I noticed that he diminished all of my dreams, right? He only celebrated the things that came from him for me. If it originated from me, he thought it wasn't good enough. And although at the time I didn't find a problem with it, I did not realize that it made me see myself as not good enough. It made me see myself as not being capable of taking independent thoughts and actions. So when you communicate this with Davis, you allow Davis know that I now understand. I will not appreciate my dreams or goals being diminished. If you ever think I'm not thinking on the best capacity that I should, I want you to communicate that with me, independent of bashing my original ideas, independent of crippling the potential of my dreams. Okay, Davis? This is something I would really appreciate. For someone else, it could be that you watched your parents and you saw how your dad just belittled your mom at every chance he got. And it's a fear of yours. What do? You call your partner and let them know that I watched my dad play superior over my mom. I watched my dad make light of my mom's existence. I would not love to be in that situation. I dread that. So if there's anything you would note in dealing with me, it's that I don't ever want to feel small because I'm married to you. I don't ever want to feel insignificant because we share a last name. Okay? That's a fear of mine, and I would love for you to help me trust you with my life. You see these two examples? It's that simple. But it's a lot of people who say things like, oh, he should know what a man should do. Okay? There's stuff you don't tell people. There's things that a person whose brain functions should know. There is this, there is that, there is the other one. And my question is, do you want it? Can you articulate it? Then go ask for it. Okay? It's a lot of things you can get if you would just ask. It's a whole lot of things out there in the world you can get, especially in your relationship, if you would just ask. For some of you, a way you think love could be expressed to you is in handwritten notes, flower bouquets, different things, and to you, it's the little things, right? It's not such a big deal. I'm not asking for a mansion, I'm not asking for a Lamborghini. How can a man not use his common sense? Well, help him use it. I love how it makes me feel so adored when somebody sends me flowers. I love how handwritten notes, express a certain level of thoughtfulness a gift might not even be able to express adequately. You communicate these things. It's those little things that you expect that people know, that they might just be caught up with life and carried away. But when you emphatically state that this is one of the things that I look forward to in this relationship with you, for some reason, they're able to make those things available. You have not because you ask not. If you will start asking, baby, love, you will start having. Okay? So, yes, if there are things they're doing away, you feel like they need to adjust, they need to augment, they need to add finishing touches to, go for it. Okay? It's some of you, okay, I'm gonna get in here. It's some of you who have really nice, decent guys asking you out, but because of his outfit, you think, God forbid, that I end up with that dude. And if it's something you can communicate that can be changed, like an outfit, like a sense of style, it could literally be changed. There is no reason you should throw away a potentially good thing because, God forbid, you tell that guy that you don't appreciate his sense of style. But yeah, if somebody comes to you and you really think they're a great person, objectively communicate that. Be like, oh, dude, Kevin, say for example, Kevin, right? Kevin, you're an amazing person. You have a bright mind. I love the way you weave words together. I love your intentionality. I love your thoughtfulness. However, Kevin, I don't think I love your sense of style as much. Do you think you are open to experimenting with your fashion to see what suits you most? And let Kevin give you that option. That, oh, girl, if you won't take me for who I am, go to hell and burn the ashes. Good. Then Kevin would have told you he's not up for this. But communicate to Kevin that I promise you, you're a great guy. I could work with you, but I don't know if I would like to look at you any longer than 1 second in all of your outfit choices. So, yeah, do you think it's something you're able to adjust? And give him a chance to see. But basically, what I'm saying is when you expect a thing out of a relationship, the least you should do is communicate it. Yes, remember, it's only you who know what you expect. And until you articulate it to the hearing of another person, they're not able to supply your expectation. Now, let's get into another angle of expectations. I've noticed things where people just generally hold other people to a standard that they're not able to meet. That's not a valid expectation. Yes, I said it. I just invalidated your expectations. You have the responsibility of modeling your expectations. Yes. If there's anything you want out of another person, let it be something that you've invested yourself in to produce a certain level of result in. Okay? Imagine bashing a partner for being disorganized and you're just as disorganized. What did you hope to get out of that, right? Imagine bashing a partner for not knowing how to cook. Listen, the men are in this group chat. Men want to drag women all day. Oh, she can't cook, this, that. She is useless. Bro, you're useless too because you can't cook either. Okay? You don't know nothing around the kitchen. So, yes, if you really want to demand that thing so bad, baby, model your expectations. Don't put anybody else down for something you can't even live up to. So, always model your expectations. If you feel like your partner needs to start doing something well, you better not be lacking in that thing, except it is something that is naturally, inevitably removed from you. If you can't do it well, don't expect anybody else to. Okay, try to do it well. And for a tip, let's say for a couple and the man really would love his lady to know how to cook and he can't cook, maybe listen, this is how to do it. Go on YouTube, get recipes, get meal plans and things you want to experiment with your wife. Yes. Well, listen, it's a good thing. Don't worry, it's a good bonding agent, right? Go online, set a schedule. Okay, babe, I want us to know how to cook. I love the idea of a home cooked meal. You see what I just said? Not, babe, I want you to know how to cook. It's kind of like you hired a chef who is falling short. Now, let's be clear, okay? I'm not making the case for myself because, baby, listen, I can cook. I can cook. So, on the weekends, we'll practice, meal plans and recipes, and let's see how that goes. And both of y'all do the stuff in the kitchen, you know, until she feels, okay, it's kind of my space now. I feel powerful when I'm able to bring these things out. Yeah, sure, let her have it or whatever. And if you feel like you enjoy doing it as well, then don't let her have it. Y'all keep having it, okay? But yeah, the point is model your expectations. Now that that is out of the way, let me talk about contracting for success. So, one of the very important tools I give couples is a contract that is curated to guarantee the success of their marriage. And what does this look like? So, you sit down and you list a bunch of fears, you list a bunch of aspirations, you list a bunch of visions you have for that union. And when you write all of it down, you set rules and plans for how to attain that. Now, one of the most beautiful segments of contracting for success is conflict resolution. So, this is how it is, right? So, you and your partner set a rule that if at any point in our marriage we disagree on any subject matter at all, how do we resolve? What can we do and what can we not do? Should we address every argument the day after? How do we initiate an apology? All of that, right? So, one of the ways is this. Take, for example, a couple are under a heated conflict or just a heated conversation. Now, one of the rules they can choose is when one person reaches out for the hand of the other, that argument has to stop no matter how heated it is, no matter what they're talking about. Yeah, it's a thing. Okay, it's called contracting for success. So, what happens is if a conversation isn't going the way it should, right, you know that there's a high likelihood of this thing escalating beyond, what is required. You reach out to them and they have to hold you right back. Remember, it's a contract. So, two of you are curating this thing together. So you reach out, they hold you and zip it. Y'all don't talk about it maybe till the next day or in 2 hours from then, right? But yeah, that's a contract that can help keep things sane in your home. For others, it could look like this. When we're having a conversation and we don't seem to be reaching a resolution, we don't talk face to face. We text each other. Yeah, they text and make sure everything is resolved on text. Then they initiate an apology or reconciliation in person. Yes, that's a contract as well in the conflict resolution segment. Another one is when your partner sees something you feel is unkind or you didn't receive well, you say, ouch. Yeah. And when you say ouch, they owe you the responsibility of slowing down, checking in with you, and asking, what is it they said that hurt you? That's it. For some others, it's the fact that nobody ever gets back at anybody. If you feel like somebody did something that didn't rest well, you reach out to them and let them know. Oh, I did not like that you said that. I did not like that you did that. You don't retaliate. You don't fight back. For others, it's a conflict account, right? So, say for example, somebody's just irritable, everything gets on your nerve, right? So, the couple can develop a conflict account, a bank account actually, where whoever initiates a conflict, whoever takes things out of proportion, whoever, you know, just steers the water in the wrong direction pays like $100 every single time you do. Now, what this one does is that it helps you reduce the amount of things you consider worth fighting over. Yeah. When you look at it, you go, I don't think it's worth it. Okay. It's not worth it. I'll just have a conversation rather than blow it up. Okay. Yeah. So there's a conflict count. I know a couple, they're so beautiful, their grandparents and stuff. So I had a conversation with the woman, and she told me that for years, her and her husband, who is alive and well, I met them in person, okay? That her and her husband, for all the years, for as long as they've been married, developed a plan that if anyone was pissed at the other, you don't eat, neither do you take a bath. So now, remember, it's a contract. So both people agree they both actually have to take it back together. Yeah, I'm like, listen, y'all, and listen, they're old, okay? So this ain't no, yeah, they'll grow out of it. No, ain't no growing out of this, okay? So yes, another part of that contract was they have to be together every day. I'm like, listen, what if I'm rushing out to work? She's so beautiful. It's like, yeah, you're gonna find, yeah, you find the time for it, right? But yeah, they have to take a bath together and eat together every day. So when dinner is served and either parties is hungry and angry, they dare not touch the food until they express what is on their hearts. And also, no matter how in a haste to take a bath you are, when you realize that, oh, I got to get in that bathroom with you, and I really need to take a bath. So I'll just say it. I noticed this, and it didn't really sit well with me. And I felt like you were being insensitive. Why did you do what you did? Like, let me know. What were you thinking? They get to have a conversation before they take a bath. Okay, so that's a contract. Listen, guys, a contract works. You know why? Because both y'all have an understanding that this is what gets us to halt and this is what gets us to bond. So get your contracts laid out. Now, let me move out the conflict resolution segment and get into the caring for each other segment, right? So, for some people, caring for each other is the man will always open the door for the lady. Yeah, it's a contract. He dares not, no matter how in a hurry he is. He has to get the door. For others, the lady puts the man's outfits together for anywhere he has to go. Yeah, she carefully selects the outfits, of course, which he likes, but also it's her touch and everything, right? So there's that for the care segment. For some people, they clear each other's carts, right? So say for example, this lady has been window shopping, adding to cart, adding to cart. The man has been window shopping, adding to cart, adding to cart, and they don't feel it's worth investing their money in. Yeah, this person can actually break into with each other's permission. It's an understanding, right? So you can break into each other's whatever and clear the cart, pay for everything, shippings and all, and have it to them, right? So yeah, it's a thing. Now there's the maintenance category. In maintenance, it consists of things you do with your spouse, strengthen your bond to help you have some longevity in the game. So for some people, maintenance is date nights every single week. Every single living Friday, they're out and about. Okay. They're bonding, they're either bowling or, skiing or having a nice dining experience at some restaurant somewhere or even traveling to a vacation destination to have their date there. Listen, it's things you can do. Okay. There's a lot of things you can do. So there's that for maintenance. Another part of maintenance is you can have a scheduled day of the week where both of y'all come together to talk about how well you've done and how much you can improve with each other. Yes, it's a thing for maintenance because Sometimes you might just get caught up in the schedule because the truth is, the older you get, the busier you get, right? The more jammed your schedule becomes. So you might need to take that time off. And on a particular day of every week that is chosen by both parties, you meet together to have conversations that help you grow, that brings you guys on the same page again and carries you further into your journey as a couple. So that's that for the maintenance segment. What kind of investment would both of you never venture into? Nobody. No matter how energetic you are, you can't do that with our money. Remember, vulnerability. Are you I'll take it all on man, or I would appreciate some support man? And for some, they're just scared that their wives will have more money than them. It's true. You can communicate that as well. Okay, it's vulnerability. Well, my advice for people in the financial segment is to see both y'all's money as both y'all's money. It's the things you don't talk about that bubbles up into resentment. So you don't hate them as your partner. You don't have a problem that they're your partner. You just hate that there are expectations you have of them that they're not meeting. But the truth will be that the only reason that they might not be meeting those expectations is because you haven't or hadn't communicated it. Always open up and talk about it. Everything, okay? And sometimes some of the things you might not have seen in the beginning, but as they unfold in your journey, in your story, remember, for the guys who have the once in a week meeting to evaluate their relationship, those things can come up on the table and you can see how to forge ahead. And for others, it could be for kids. When do you want to have kids? Do you want to wait a year or 3 years or 2 years? Do you want to have kids immediately? Just you guys will talk about those because I've seen people, ladies, mostly ladies for this, they're not ready to lose their shape, their figure yet. So they know that this man is so ready to have kids and they are steady on pills. Okay? They are drinking contraceptives like water. Why? Because they're not ready. So they thought to themselves, I'll give it 3 years, I'll give it 2 years, I'll give it a year, and all of that stuff. But it's unfair to the person you're in this commitment with because they want different things from what you want. And if only you that communicated it with them that, oh, I don't want this at this time, and help them manage their expectations, you know? Yeah. And for some, they might agree that the kids have to come immediately. If they don't come immediately, what happens? Okay. Does anything change? Do you want to opt for adoption if you've tried for a certain amount of years? And the truth is, if you want them urgently, why do you want them urgently as well? All of those, you talk about it and reach a conclusion. So one person doesn't feel like the other is tying them down in something they don't want to be in. Let it be that you're going into it together and you're on the same page. I hope I've been able to do a little bit of something for you in expectations and contracted for success. Listen, if you expect something out of your spouse, no matter how foolish or stupid it sounds, communicate it because you might have not because you ask not. If you ask, you might just get it, right? So always communicate your expectations. Also, model your expectations, then contract for success, even to the tiniest things, okay? No matter how little and insignificant you might consider it, set a contract for it. The only thing a contract does is it gives both parties an understanding that we cannot escape this. And take date nights, okay? Just personal advice. Go out. Date your spouse even when you're well into your marriage. Yep. Don't always go out on your anniversary. Oh my God, baby, I can't believe it's 7 years. Yes, you can. You've been living with me for 7 years. So believe it. Right? But yeah, go out on date nights with your partner, do fun stuff, do kid stuff, like do the wildest things because it's in those moments that you bond. The awkward little things, the crazy little things, and the unsophisticated little things. Those things are really interesting bonding agents, right? So go for it, knock it all off. But I hope I've been able to help you in any way. Remember, it's mixed dating and marriage. So for the people in the dating relationships, I hope you understand that today's episode does not elude you, right? In your dating relationship, you can have conversations, serious conversations, because you intend to end up with this person. And if after you've had those conversations, It isn't them. Don't be scared. Dust your buttocks and go home. There's another man out there for you. There's another lady out there for you. But make sure you know how important this thing is. It's not another fun adventure. It's an important intentional commitment that is leading to a forever lifetime commitment. I hope that makes sense. So in your dating relationships, express what you expect from them. Yeah. If while you're dating, let's say for the ladies and the guys, the lady's earning more, she's extremely ambitious, and you as a lady believe that the way this man is going, he's not very ambitious. I don't think I could deal with a man who is slow paced, who is comfortable with receiving handouts from a lady. You communicate that to him. You ask him, do you intend to get a job? What's your plan if you had a family? Do you believe that the women should carry the financial weight in the family? And why do you believe that? And as you're asking them, also communicate what you expect. Okay? Don't ask them and go, huh? No. So you could say, oh, Brian, I love that you don't have a problem if your woman is more financially stable than you in a marital relationship. Well, me as the lady, I would love a man who earns more or earns as much, right? And believes in carrying the financial weight of the family. I would appreciate that. I feel like I would respect that person more. I feel like I would love more to be married to that other guy than this guy you're describing. So, what is it? Do you intend to switch things up, or that's it for you? Okay, list your non negotiables, list the things that you know that if you don't address them, it'll spiral into resentment, and let them know that this is the kind of things I will appreciate, and these are the kind of things that I would not. And sometimes some people are going to agree with you because they don't want to lose you. You want to repeat that with them and let them know, no, this ain't about that. Okay, don't be sentimental, be objective, be straight to the point, be clear. I can't mess with these things. Can you? Do you intend to mess with those things? Yeah, and hear what they have to say. But yeah, with that, we've come to the end of a dating series. I intend to do a singles night where we talk extensively, just Q&As in person, by the way. And maybe we'll stream it, right? I intend to do that. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. I feel like it was a lot of things that I wasn't able to touch. I enjoyed my time here, although I was looking forward to it being over because I'm very busy. I had a lot doing, and setting up the studio, coming in to do all these things took a bit of something, because I have things going on simultaneously, but I'm happy I did this. And I really hope it has been of any help to anybody at all. I love you. Right? Okay, that's it. I remain Eugene Ada. And in case you're guessing if I'm the same person, listen, I am. Just changed our hair because I've had that for a long time. Yeah, so I'm the same person. I look forward to, engaging with y'all more. But until the next series or anything I'm going to be doing, enjoy your relational wellness. You can follow me on Instagram. Yes. Oh my gosh. You see, this is the thing. I've never really asked people to subscribe. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Yeah, I heard, I hope it's correct, that when a person subscribes, the page or the content spreads further. And if you like, good. So like as well. Like it if you like it. Okay. Don't like it if you don't like it. Like each episode if you like it. And yeah, you can share it as well. Okay. If it's good for you, don't gatekeep. Share with anybody who you think might benefit a thing or two out of it. So yeah, subscribe, like, share. I don't know, guys. I never ask people to do those things. But yeah, subscribe, like, share, and maybe turn on the notification. I might just be doing something else some other time. And if you want to stay up to date with me on socials, I am on Instagram, partially on TikTok. Where else am I? And here, YouTube, right? So yes, it's at Eugene Ada. Thanks for hanging out. Until another time, bye.